Ladies and gentlemen, geeks and nerds, welcome back to another episode of Road to Hermitcraft. And we're here back at the Guardian Farm, carrying on from last episode. And you can see that I got the wall builder working, going around the corner. That was all cool. Turns out, yeah, I was being an idiot. So if you haven't seen that episode, go and check it out. Otherwise this won't make much sense. The problem was that when I load our randomizer that shoots out the blocks, it holds one block from the previous one you placed, and it turns out that falling blocks have a timeout of 30 seconds, and if they're not placed within that time they just pop off, and that's what I was doing. So what I would do is when I first went around the corner I just placed the block, went and checked to see if it fell down, and of course it didn't because the last block was hanging around too long. And anyway, yeah, it took me a while to realise that, but yeah, once I realised that, it's all good. It just goes around the corners nicely, and you can see here the way the sand just goes around to all the corners, gets shot around until it eventually gets to the wall builder, and then it gets placed, and yeah, we end up with the wall all the way around. The only slight flaw with this system is that you need to rebuild the wall builder for each side. It doesn't turn corners, unfortunately, but it's pretty easy to build up. It's only a few blocks. So yeah, this has turned out pretty well. We've got it all enclosed now, so all of the Guardians are safe and sound inside. And today we want to finish this up. We want to do something cool on the top, and want to make sure we can get some good collection and storage for all of the drops, because at the moment it's dropping too much stuff and the storage we've got can't keep up. So let's get cracking. And here are the Guardians falling into the pit of doom. Oh yeah, this place is pretty cool. Yeah, so finished up the walls as you just saw in the time lapse, and also from last episode I swapped out all of this white concrete that was here and put this glazed terracotta in. I think it looks alright. Not too bad, kept it nice and simple. And the other thing I did was I just took off the top layer of the wall and just put this dark prismarine around the edge, so we've got a nice border. So yeah, this top is now all done. Also cleaned up all the chests and rubbish that was here from before, and we've got a little viewing window right here so we can see all these Guardians going into the lava. Oh yeah. Right, so today I want to finish this up, because I think one regret I have when we did the witch farm is kind of left it half finished without the proper storage and things like that. So yeah, I don't want to do this for this farm. I want to get this just finished up. So what we need to do is we need to deal with the collection. So we just have a few double chests down there which just aren't enough. They're already full up with stuff, and we've got overflow issues already. So I want to get all the items coming up here on top into nice big bulk storage, so we can come over here and craft these things, these lanterns. That's the main reason we have this farm, because we need loads of these in the Death Star. Got plans for that. And also what I'd like to do is maybe make use of this big area, because when we're up here obviously we're going to be AFK maybe up there, but also we could put some things here that we can use and do, and as we're doing those we're going to gather these drops as well, so kind of make it a bit more functional. So got a few ideas of some things we could do, so we'll come on to those in a bit. Alright, let's go downstairs and check out the collection. Here we are on the seabed, and here is the wall on one side, and what I've done here is I've added this viewing window as well, so we can come in here and just check out the farm. You can see inside. I've got night vision on so we can see, but it's a bit murky. You know, this might look better in 1.13. Hopefully this is all still going to work then. But yeah, it looks pretty cool, huh? So here is our entry to underneath. So what I want to do is, what I was thinking of is, because we've got this kind of archway here, maybe it'd be good to have like almost like a tube here, like a little walkway. So there'll be maybe up the top, maybe around there somewhere, there'll be a way, like a tube to come down through the water, and then we'll land here, and then it'll be like a nice big tube here that we can maybe extend and turn into like a little like environment under the sea. This could be something we can build up properly 1.13 when we've got more building options, stuff like that. So thinking about that, thinking ahead, you know. And then also obviously then have a way down. So we need to go down here into our storage area. And here is the killing chamber that I've just plugged up temporarily, just in case we need to do anything different here. There was a whole bunch of drops just on top of these hoppers because they all got filled up, so plugged this up, grabbed all those so I didn't waste anything. And yeah, we've got some options now for this, but yeah, I've taken out these chests from here. We've got a whole bunch of fish and all the drops here that I've got safely stored away. So yeah, I want to redo some of this and probably stick a dropper underneath these hoppers, and then some kind of water stream that goes this way, and then maybe have a nice tunnel here, and as we walk past the tunnel like on this side maybe we'll have all the drops whizzing by. That'll be quite cool maybe, so you can see them all. And then when we go out here, obviously here will be our way to go in and out, but then maybe here we'll have an item elevator that takes the drops all the way up to the surface and then across and then on top. So when we come through a portal, we've got easy access to all the drops. So yeah, I'd like to get all that done today. That would be really cool. And then this farm will be complete. And then I alluded to some other things we could do on top. So while we're hanging around, farming up these drops, waiting for them all to come through, we could have things like maybe a tree farm, could be something useful. Maybe a concrete maker. I've got a concrete maker in my base, but I think that area of my base is a bit laggy, and sometimes it doesn't work so well. It doesn't keep up with the blocks. So it might be good to try that out here, see if it's more reliable, because I make a lot of concrete. And so for things like that, maybe some other bits and pieces like that we can have here, maybe have a few different things that could be useful. So when we come over here, use those items, use those contraptions over here, and while we're doing it, we'll be getting sea lanterns. So yeah, alright, let me have a think about what I want to do downstairs, and I'll bring you back in. Alright, I've made a start down here in the collection area. So yeah, what I've done here is we can see the items going past us, whizzing past, actually on both sides. So I decided to have two water streams because it looked a bit odd having one on one side. So yeah, make it nice and symmetrical. So just at the back here, I've added a couple of smart droppers like we've done before in the Death Star. So one over there and one just over there. Standard thing we do. So that shoots out all of the drops, and I separated this half of the hoppers go to this side and the other half go to that side, so that's all nice. And then I started doing this kind of design for the tunnel, so I think that looks all right. Might change it up a little bit, might maybe get some columns in, make it more interesting. So yeah, I'll do a bit of work on that, see how that turns out. So that's this side, and also I need to decide how it kind of connects to the killing area, so I need to work on that. So we do that, and then the other thing is, as I said before, once we get down to here, obviously the items are just ended up here at the moment, but we'll turn these into some item elevators. So one that goes up that way, one that goes that way, we make it all out of glass. And then this area here is the way we're going to come down. So we'll have ladders to go up, but maybe have a water drop so we can just fall down into some water and try and make this all open so we can see the items go all the way up as well, up to the top, and then we'll get them over to the top into the storage. So yeah, that's the progress so far. Just wanted to give you a show of that. So yeah, let me crack on and I'll bring you back once I've got this all done. And from the depths of the ocean, we can see some things coming up. Check this out. Oh yeah, we've got some item elevators. So we need to get this into some storage, but yeah, as you can see, we've got items coming up. If we look down there, you can see them coming through, but let's have a swim down and have a look. So I've added these two item elevators that link up to either side of the water streams that we showed you earlier. So there's all these items just coming up. Geez, look at that. And then just underneath those, we've got this little area here that I've emptied out. Got some sponges, emptied out this. So this is just a little area where we can look at the guardians swimming around. That's quite nice. You can see the roof. Looks quite nice, yeah, looking all right. And we can see the guardians going into the pit down there. And so from here, here's where we come up for our ladders, and we've got this water drop on either side to keep it symmetrical. So we splosh down here, and this guy, check this out. Well, as I was building this, there was actually water at the top, and he just fell down. So I named him Jar Jar. Jar Jar Binks. In fact, it'd be good if we could find another one and get him in there and call him Binks. So Jar Jar and Binks, that'd be cool. Yeah, maybe that'll be something I'll do later. So anyway, yeah, so here's the item elevators, go all the way up, all the way to the surface of the water, and here's what the tunnel looks like now, looking nice and neat, nice and symmetrical. And here are the guardians you've seen before, and all their stuff is going this way. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Alright, so what's next? So we need to go up, and we need to get this stuff into some storage, and then we can make it easy for us to craft up these sea lanterns. Yeah, alright, let's get up there and get busy. So here we are on the roof of the farm, and decided to start laying out where I wanted all the chests to go, but then quickly realised that I don't have any wood left. Basically, all these chests used up all the wood I had. So yeah, we're going to need a whole bunch more, because we're going to have a whole bunch of double chests up here all stacked up all around here. We're also going to need a whole bunch of hoppers at the back, so we need wood for that. And yeah, I don't have any. So I decided to go into a creative world and try and dream up a tree farm that we can have on the top of the roof. And in fact, we're going to put it over here in this corner. So while we're farming trees, we can be gathering the resources from this farm here, from the Guardians. So yeah, the farm I've sort of designed up is pretty simple. It's nothing new, nothing groundbreaking, but I like the challenge of trying to come up with my own variant. But it's pretty standard stuff. You won't nothing new. But yeah, I enjoyed the challenge. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start building it up here, and every so often I'll bring you in to explain a different part of it, and then by the end of it, we'll have a tree farm, and we'll start getting some trees. So yeah, let me build up the first bit, and I'll bring you back in and tell you what's what. And actually, before I do that, I just wanted to show you the content of this shulker box, because this is the stuff we're going to need. So I've already done all the resource gathering, and as you can see here, not much stuff. So yeah, I wanted to make this as simple as I could, not too overcomplicated. So that's what we'll need. We need a lot of bone meal, and these other blocks here are just for building. They could be anything. But yeah, let me get started, and I'll bring it back in a minute. So here is the first part of the tree farm, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to stand up here on this this pressure plate right here, and that's going to set this clock going, which spits out a whole bunch of bone meal. And when you put a sapling there, it's going to grow the tree. So that's pretty standard stuff. This farm is not going to have a leaf crusher, so we're just going to do the leaf breaking by manually, and any saplings that get dropped or apples will just get gathered by these hoppers and end up in this chest right here. So that's nice and simple. And just to show how this part of it works is, obviously we're standing on that pressure plate, which gives us a redstone signal around here, which goes into this sticky piston, which will push this up and get these two observers looking at each other. And when two observers look at each other, you get a really fast clock, which is really awesome for this kind of thing, nice and compact and fits in really well. So that will power that orange block, which then in turn powers the dispenser. So that's how that bit works. And then just behind the dispenser, we've got these hoppers and chests that keep it stocked up with a whole bunch of bone meal. So that's that bit all done. So that is the tree growing part of the farm. So the next bit then is to what we're going to do with the logs once they're grown. And once the tree has grown, this brand new observer that we've just added can see the logs, and it will fire these pistons. So first of all, these sticky pistons come across, stick to the logs and pull them back here, and then these pistons push them this way. So we'll end up, after we grow multiple trees, we'll end up with a big row of logs going that way. And let's have a look just behind the scenes, just to give you a quick idea of how that works. So there's the observer, fires this redstone that goes around here. So we've got a 4-tick delay on these pistons, so there's a repeater there and underneath, and then there's no delay on this one, and also underneath there, so there's redstone that goes all the way around. And that's about it. Pretty straightforward. And I fell down. Alright, so now we've got one last piece of the puzzle to add, and that is going to be over here. And here is that missing piece, a wall of pistons. So what's going to happen is the logs are going to end up here and get pushed along this way, as I said before, and they'll end up being in front of this wall of pistons like this. The logs are going to be 4 high because we've got this block above the dirt that's going to restrict the growth of the tree, and so they get pushed along until they get all the way along to the end. And the first tree that grows is going to end up over here, and then when it gets pushed and gets placed in front of this observer, and the whole wall fires and pushes all the logs across. So that will end. So we'll end up with like a cuboid of logs right here that we can easily chop down with our axe. That makes it much more convenient growing trees and getting all the logs together in one place. And how that works is we've got this observer right here, which powers this piston, which brings this redstone block back and powers a whole bunch of redstone there. That's just going along these green blocks here to power all the pistons. And we use this technique to make sure that we don't get double pulses when the pistons go in front of the observer. And that's about it. We've got sea lanterns at the top there just to make sure it's all lit up. I'll put some other blocks around this to kind of decorate it, make it look nicer. But I think what we should do is give this thing a try. here is our haul. Almost 4 stacks of logs, so that is pretty good going. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. The only thing is, yeah, these trees sometimes take a long time to grow. It's using up quite a lot of bone meal, so I'm going to look into that and see what might be affecting that, because I thought that would be alright. So anyway, something to look into, which is all good, but yeah, seemed to work pretty well. So the next thing is to start building up this storage and get these items sorted so we can build and construct our sea lanterns as often as we need to. Alright, here we go. And here we are. Here is the functional storage system for all of our Guardian drops. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Plenty of storage for all the bits and pieces. So we've got the shards over here, crystals, ink, and the cooked fish all in here. And yeah, this stuff is coming in pretty quickly. In fact, I'm getting more ink than I do from my squid farm. Anyway, yeah, let me hop into game mode 3 and give you a quick tour. I thought I'd start the tour from the Guardians themselves. So we've seen this before, but yeah, just to recap, the Guardians end up falling into this pit of doom, into the lava, and then they end up being killed by the lava. They float down and they end up, if I can go around to the right way, there we go, they fall into here where they die, drop their drops into the hoppers like you've seen, and we have 2 water streams either side that carry the items all the way along. And so the items travel down these water streams and then up these item elevators. You can see them on both sides there, and they come all the way up through the water. Here's all the bunch of items, and now this is the new stuff. They come into these water streams, which takes them all the way around to the start of our storage system, and they go into this first hopper, and then we just got the standard Impulse SV filters that go all the way around behind these chests all the way around to the end. And we've got this last chest here for, you know, any kind of junk that ends up in the system or any kind of overflow, so we'll keep an eye on that. And yeah, that should pretty much do it for the storage. So I'm going to do a bit of decoration next, I think, just to tidy it up and make it look nice, but then we are done with the Guardian farm. Yeah, I needed to use the tree farm a few times to get some more wood, because we needed loads for the hoppers and the chests and whatnot. But yeah, pretty successful project so far. So let me finish this up, and yeah, we can move on. And there we have it, all decorated up. Yeah, kept it nice and simple. Yeah, I don't like to go sort of too over the top. But yeah, I think this is nice. Just hides away all the filters and stuff. So we just come in here and get the stuff we need. So let's have a look how much stuff is coming in. Oh, doing pretty well. Doing pretty well, and we should have some crystals over here. There we go, coming in nicely. And how much ink we got? Yeah, that's coming in. And of course, plenty of fish. So we're not going to starve. All right. So, and also added these doors here so we can easily get through to here and just jump down here and go underneath. Let's take a look at these item elevators just as we go down. And then we can end up in our little viewing area down here. Let's have a swim inside. Here we go. And then we can see the Guardians from inside. All right. That is about it, I think. The Guardian farm is now done. Okay, let's head on over to the Death Star. And we're back over here in the end. And here is the Death Star. Yeah, we need to make some progress on this thing. And making the Guardian farm was a major step forward for that, because we need some cool lighting. Look at all these torches everywhere. We need to get rid of all these torches. And we need to work on the internals of this thing. And yeah, getting those sea lanterns was a key thing, because yeah, I ran out of them. And yeah, glowstone's not going to work up here. So yeah, that was a key part of the future. So yeah, we're going to make some big progress now on the Death Star. We're going to get a whole bunch more farms in here, and we're going to start building up the outside some more, and obviously the internals as well. We're going to get some proper rooms, some proper structure in place. Yeah, it's going to be cool stuff. Going to be cool stuff. So while we're here, let's head on up to the Hall of Fame. Dum 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 da dum dum da dum. Check out these heads. Oh yes, the Hall of Fame is looking pretty cool, looking really nice. And yeah, this is another project. I think I mention it every time we come over here, but yeah, this is another project for inside the Death Star. Going to get this all looking nice. So yeah, that's something we need to do. And we have a new member of the Hall of Fame. Let's check it out. And that new member is Boris Lisiner. Yeah, I hope I pronounced your name right. If I didn't, I apologise. But yeah, thanks, Boris. Yeah, Boris is really active in the comments of the videos and also in Discord. So yeah, thanks, Boris, for all the support. Thanks very much. And yeah, keep that stuff coming. Very much appreciated. All right, so just time to finish up. Here I am. Hello. So yeah, first of all, yeah, I just want to apologise for not getting back to people in comments. Yeah, I'll read every single comment, so keep that stuff coming. But yeah, time is pressing for me. But yeah, I will try and get back to those as soon as I can. But yeah, if you like the episode, then leave a like. And if you're new, think about subscribing. And if you've got any feedback, suggestions, anything like that, then get it in that comment section. Until next time, my geeks, I'll see you later.